Friends, I hope you're having a great Saturday night. Hope you're excited about this Inter Miami live watch along against Atlanta United, especially because one, Lionel Messi is playing tonight. I haven't checked the starting 11, but I think that with him leaving the Argentine national team, he should be in the starting 11 for he is. So Messi starting tonight for sure for Inter Miami. Now they're missing Rodrigo de Paul because he's still with the Argentine national team. But Messi has a mission. He wants to help Inter Miami finish as high as they can in the Eastern Conference standings, so that way they have the best chance possible of advancing and making it to MLS Cup. And he also wants that Golden Boot award. And he's currently tied with Denny Bouanga for the Golden Boot award. Hope you guys are having a great night. Be curious to see what you guys think about this match, who's going to win. You know, we saw, some of you guys probably joined us for the LAFC versus Atlanta United match last week, which is interesting because it feels like Atlanta United is getting a crack at two teams that a lot of people think are the favorites to win MLS Cup, and they get a chance to be a spoiler for two teams that have a chance to win MLS Cup. So I'm going to be curious to see what Inter Miami do tonight, how they play. Does Messi end up, sealing the Golden Boot? We'll find out tonight. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think the score prediction is going to be? Also, give me your score prediction. Tell me who you think is going to win, Inter Miami or Atlanta United. And also, too, Jordi Alba. This is his last home match in the regular season, at least, for Inter Miami before he retires. This is Jordi Alba's last game, which we'll talk about that too tonight, because we didn't do a stream talking about Jordi Alba retiring. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But also, make sure you guys give this stream a like down below if you haven't already. Share with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video, live stream watch along, or post-game recap. But I want to know what you guys think the score line is going to be for tonight's match. Donut Man says the almighty Brace Man is here. Amy says Messi hat trick. Roz says Messi really sad now. All his friends leave. KGF says dub Miami. Rando says last home game with Alba and Busquets. Damn, that is crazy to think about. Mister says hi. Will appreciate you for stopping by, my good friend. Ernest Aguilar says LAFC should borrow Denis for tomorrow's game. Then LOL. I did hear that was a possibility. Well, not that it was going to happen, but I think they did explore that possibly happening. Jake Davies says, good morning, all. Let's go. I'm locked in. Hey, Will and chat. Jake, I appreciate you for stopping by with us. The UK's #1 Portland Timbers fan. Mister says he thinks it's going to be 3-1 Inter Miami. I do think Inter Miami have a good chance of winning this match, but Spencer says 5-1 Inter Miami. Interesting. I don't know if it's going to be that bad. I'm a little skeptical as far as it being a blowout, just because I thought the same thing was going to happen last week when Atlanta played LAFC, and Atlanta had to travel all the way from the East Coast to LAFC. And I think that they played a lot better than I thought they would, talking about Atlanta United. So I don't want to say that I think Atlanta is going to or Inter Miami is going to blow Atlanta out. But I do think that they're going to play with a little bit of motivation, speaking of Inter Miami, in part because this is Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets' last match at home in the regular season. So they wanna have a memorable moment. Ram says, "I'm from Nepal." I appreciate that, Ram. Jake says, "Haha," because I guess, he is the biggest Timbers fan from the UK, unless Rocky's from the UK, but I'm not sure he is. Is Rocky from the UK as well? Jake says, "Yeah, me and my friend from London are staying up to watch the game. Hey, Mister, by the way, I missed you, man." Yeah, Mister, he is also from the UK, huge Arsenal fan. Jake, who is your EPL team if you have one? Amy says Messi hat trick, which you said earlier. We'll see. I don't know if he's going to score a hat trick. So my prediction for this game is I think it's going to be 2-1 Inter Miami over LAFC, or excuse me, 2-1 Inter Miami over Atlanta United. I think that Messi scores 1 goal and has 1 assist, and I think the most probably improbable person scores tonight, and I think that that's going to be Allende, which is funny because a lot of people obviously know how I feel about him. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, that he's pretty bad. But I think that Messi gets a goal and gets an assist to Tadio Allende. And I think I think he's going to take the lead for the Golden Boot. And then it's going to come down to decision day, which I want to preface this as well. Next Saturday, guys, we will be doing 2 streams. We're going to be doing an Eastern Conference and Western Conference decision day stream, and it's probably going to be 5 to 6 hours in total. We're going to do a stream for both conferences to see what the standings are going to be heading into the playoffs. So it's going to be a pretty long day. It's going to be an exciting day. We're going to see what the standings are going to be and who's going to play who in the first round. MLS Cup playoffs are right around the corner. This is the second to last Saturday before the MLS Cup playoffs start. So it's a very exciting time. Mister says the question is can Atlanta's attack effectively at speed? Latte Lot's been shit. He has been pretty bad. But here's a counter question to you, Mister. And we talked about this last time. Can Inter Miami's defense contain someone with the pace that Emmanuel Latte Lot has, because he's so fast? He's so fast. Jake says, I can be the #1 Timbers fan from Wales. I doubt there's another Timbers fan from here. My favorite EPL team is Manchester United. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully they can get things figured out sooner than later. I actually feel very bad for Manchester United. I hope that they can rediscover their glory days to a certain extent. KGF says Messi even don't score today, he's probably going to win MVP. I guess he meant even if he doesn't score today. Amy says, do you think Inter Miami will keep their promise about winning MLS Cup? I wouldn't I wouldn't personally think they can win MLS Cup right now. They wouldn't be my favorite, but anything can happen. Jake says, "What day is this, Will? Are you talking about like week in the season?" KGF says his stats is crazy. Last year, from fellow fans, said he did not play much games. I'm curious what excuse they're going to use. They're going to say, well, a lot of people are saying that he doesn't deserve it because Inter Miami is not the best team in the league. That's one of the reasons I've heard, and I mean, I kind of understand that a little bit. We'll just have to see. I would be surprised if he doesn't win it. Juan says 25 goals and 20 assists would be an amazing stat line. How many assists is Messi away from 20? Let me look this up real quick. 24 goals, obviously. Has he got 16 assists, I think? 17 assists. So he's 1 goal, 3 assists away from 25 and 20. And I think he'd be the first player in MLS history to have a 2020 season. I don't think anyone, unless did he have it last year? Oh, he had 20 and 16. I don't think anyone's ever had 2020 before. So that would be impressive if he was able to finish with 20 plus goals and 20 assists. That'd be really, really impressive. Mr. Mister says, I don't think pace is a big problem if the guy can't finish. It won't. Well, that's the thing. It's Orlando City had their pace killed them, and I can't remember who the team. Chicago's pace killed them. I think that if they beat them enough in the final third, eventually they will score. Eventually they will score. Jake says it's fine, Will, mate. I don't take the Man United results personally. I just enjoy watching soccer and football in general. Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, if you did, it'd be very depressing, right? If you took every loss to heart or bad season or disappointing season. So, but I still hope they find a way to become relevant again. Amy says, Will, how have you been? I've been very good. I hope you've been well, as doing well. Just getting prepared for having a kid. Just getting prepared for that and helping the wife out a little bit with that stuff. But other than that, I've been doing pretty good. Jake says double stream. What day is the double? Okay, so the double stream is going to be next Saturday, October the 18th. It's going to start at. You guys are 4 hours ahead, I think. I always forget if it's 4 or 5. It's going to be the first stream is going to be at like 6 o'clock Eastern time, and the second stream is going to be around 9 o'clock Eastern time. So there'll be a double stream East and West. It'll be about 2.5 hours each. Mr. Mister says you say that Orlando and Chicago were capable finishers. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that. I mean, we'll have to see. I agree. Latte Lot, terrible. We both agree, not a good player. I just want to see how much his pace, Mr. Mister. I want to see how much his pace affects them fatigue wise. Like, is he going to? Now you have Lujan and Toto Alvarez starting. We both know that Toto Alvarez is a yellow card machine, and Lujan is very inconsistent. I'm curious if they're going to be able to wear them down. Are they going to be able to get this team tired and then have chances because Inter Miami is just going to be fatigued because they don't really have anybody who can keep up with certain players on this team? KGF says, if he didn't win MVP, it's going to be rigged. I agreed his team is not in the top, but how can we give MVP to Philadelphia player even if their player stats is not if their player stats are not in the top 10 in MLS? I don't think it would be a Philadelphia player. I think it might be Denny Bouanga, just because he might also win the Golden Boot and his team might finish first in the Western Conference. I think he would be someone who's in contention for it. And then Anders Dreyer, the guy from San Diego, because of how impressive his season's been with an expansion team, he's going to get bonus points for that. So we'll see. We'll see what who ends up winning. It's going to be close. I don't think it's guaranteed Messi wins it now, honestly, unless he has a crazy game. Jake says it's 12:36 a.m. here right at the moment. Yeah, so that stream will probably start around 11 p.m. your time, the first one, and then the second will start probably around 2 in the morning, I'd say. I'll remember it this time. So 5 hours, UK 5 hours ahead of Eastern time. Yeah, so it'll probably be like It'll be 11 a.m. for the first stream, and then it'll be about not 2 a.m. What am I thinking? Uh, it'll be 11 a.m. for the first stream, and maybe it will be that late. Maybe 1 a.m. for the second stream, something like that. Amy says, "Awesome, Will. I know you will be a good dad." I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cheers, mate. I'm off work as well, so I'll definitely be in the chat for that night. And it's going to be an interesting night because we're going to see what the playoff seeding is going to be and who's going to play who in the first round in the MLS Cup playoffs and where it has to go through to get to the MLS Cup final. Whoever's the first seed is going to have the advantage, and any team that wants to make it to the final is going to have to go through that team. They're going to have the home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs until they lose. So I'm very excited to see how the seedings finish in that final week. It's going to be an exciting week. Jake says, Will, just make sure you call your baby Valeri and turn her into a Timbers fan. Thanks, man. Not Fernando Adi or what is it, Sebastian Blanco? Mr. says, how long until Alvarez gets booked? Do you think? I'm saying 20. I think 10 minutes. I would say probably 10 minutes. I think he's going to play aggressive, especially because he doesn't do very well against fast. Even though Latte Lot's not good against pacey strikers or wingers, he doesn't. Anytime he's in a one-on-one situation with them, I don't think he does very well. Cringe, a member of the channel, says, "Hey, Will, Cringe, hope you're doing well, my friend." Juan says, "I think he deserves it, but also we know it's optics too. It'll make a lot of headlines. First ever back-to-back MVP." Yeah, that's true. And he would be the first. But I also think that it would be cool to see, and this might be one of their lines of thinking is if this other player had such a good season, he was able to beat Messi for the MVP, then that would kind of make it seem like, oh, well, if he beat Messi for MVP, how good is this guy? If this guy beat Messi and stopped him from being the first ever player to win back-to-back MVPs in Major League Soccer, how good is that guy? Now, I don't know who I would cast as my MVP just yet. I mean, I would probably lean towards Messi, but there's still a lot of stuff to be be determined, I think. I do think if he wins the Golden Boot, it's probably over. Pedro says, "Why are you so late?" How am I late? I was like 2 minutes late, I think, but nothing too crazy. And we're about to kick off. We're officially kicked off. Inter Miami versus Atlanta United. And look, Inter Miami need this win. As of right now, I think the last I checked, Inter Miami can finish as low as sixth place in the Eastern Conference at the moment, and then they can finish as high as second place. So there's still a lot of uncertainty with this team and where they can finish at. So they really need to win this game. This is an important game for Inter Miami. Very important game for Inter Miami. And it's actually kind of cool. We got to watch Luis Suarez try to pass to Messi, bad pass. But Inter Miami, they really do need this game badly. If they're in sixth place, they're in trouble. If they're in fourth or fifth place, they're probably in trouble. And I think there's a good chance Inter Miami might play Orlando City in the first round. They might be in trouble for that as well. They might be in trouble because of the pace. Drink Me says, thoughts on the story about Neymar possibly joining. He will get benched for Allende. Oh, Suarez blocked. I'm thinking about doing a video on that soon. About Neymar to Inter Miami. Because I want to talk about that a little bit more in depth. But on the surface, I don't think it would be a good signing for Inter Miami just because he's injury prone. He's old. I think he'd be very distracted in Miami because of the city life. And I don't really need to see the retirement version of MSN. I don't want to see a 39-year-old Suarez, a 34-year-old Neymar, and a 38, almost 39-year-old Messi. I just think they need to get as young as they possibly can get and just put the best possible players around Messi that you can get. Amy says, hey, well, if Inter Miami win MLS Cup, can you get a buzz cut in my birthday on November? Can I get a buzz cut on your birthday? I think November 27th is Thanksgiving. Mister says, "Is this your first child? I'll tell you, it'll change your life, mate. Honestly, your heart will grow 3 sizes for the kid." Yes, it is. It is my first kid, so I'm very excited. Um, I am very excited about that. Yes, it is. I'm can't wait to see how things, the experience of having a kid, how it turns out. Juan says, "True. Also, Messi doesn't do any press where Buong and or Dryer could promote MLS a lot more than Messi would. Possibly. I don't know if Dryer's a big talker or Buong is either." Drink Me says, "Let's be real. Messi has way more of an impact on his team. Miami don't win games if he's having an off day." Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. He's a very important player. Very important player. If he wasn't on this team, I don't even know if they would make the playoffs, honestly. I honestly don't know if Inter Miami would make the playoffs if Messi wasn't on this team. I don't know if they would. That's just being honest. Um, but we'll see. Cringe says Suarez is already looking bad. What's so funny is like it's funny that that's the one guy they offered the extension to. I mean, technically Jordi Alba had an extension as well, but out of the three players, Suarez, Alba, and Busquets, who's the one guy you would want to get rid of most? It'd probably be Suarez, and he's the one most likely to return. I mean, Suarez and Busquets obviously are not returning, so kind of a shame. Hopefully, he retires too. No offense to him, but my God, he's 39. He'll be 39 soon. It's time to hang it up, man. Hang your boots up. Cringe says Neymar would be a terrible move, not good at all. Hey, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I don't think that would be a good move for them. And I think if he's coming to MLS, he needs to go to a different team. He doesn't need to go to Inter Miami. It just wouldn't be good. It would not be good. And I'm not even talking about the spreading the wealth thing is another aspect of like, kind of giving other teams superstars. But I just don't think him being Miami would be good for he's just not going to be motivated. He'll probably be out of shape. He won't be fit. He'll be injured. And plus he's 34. They don't need a front three. They don't need a front three with an average age of almost 37 years old. They don't need that. Ernest says, Will, thoughts on reports Tata is rumored to be on the radar of LAFC? I actually did a stream about that the other day, talking about Tata to LAFC. I think it'd be an incredible hire, and hopefully that's the route they go. We'll see. I think Tata Martino is still a very good manager, and we'll see if that's what they do. Oh, Jordi Alba wasn't able to save it. Goes out of bounds for an Atlanta throw in. But we'll see if they come to terms. But I think Tata Martino still has something left in the tank. I still think he's a good manager. We'll see if they end up hiring him. We'll see what happens. Cringe says, yes, agreed. They should stack the team with young players. They should. Mr. says Neymar's heart isn't in it anymore. It wouldn't be a good move. And also, too, what would it cost to get him? What would it cost to get him? I mean, he would probably want, 10 million a year, maybe more, maybe more. Amy says, congratulations, Will. Happy for you. Appreciate that. Harry says, Will, well, if Messi wasn't here, half the starting lineup wouldn't be at Miami. Um, are you talking about the guys who signed to play with Messi? Yeah, of course. No, that's true, Harry. That is true. But imagine if they could get some better players who would want to play with Messi because he's there that aren't just old friends. Jake says too many uncertainties with the version of this version of Neymar, whether you'll get full application and enthusiasm to play. That's a problem when you are throwing money at a big player. Oh, good pass to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba to Suarez. Messi. Messi out to Tadio Allende. Allende with a cross. Cello. Taken away by Atlanta. Oh, God, this break. Look at Latte Lot. Latte lot. Ooh, Rio's Nova right in his arms. Mister says, "Is DePaul on a DP deal from next year?" Yes, he is. Yes, he will be one of the 2 DPs. So they'll have 1 DP spot open now because Jordi Alba is retiring. So essentially, Rodrigo DePaul is taking Sergio Busquets' spot on the DP spot next year for Inter Miami. So Messi and Rodrigo DePaul are going to be 2 DPs. They'll have 1 spot available next year. Nino says Atlanta win versus Inter Miami 4-0. Strength, passionate ball, go. Where's that goal? Cynthia says Arsenal. Interesting. Jake says problem with having Suarez, Messi, and Neymar on the same team is that Miami will have too many passengers out of the possession. You can sometimes get away with it with one player. Yeah, too many. Yeah, who's going to do the running and the attack? Oh, Busquets to Messi, deflected out of bounds for a corner kick. Ernest says the roster we have currently fits Tata's style. He plays well when the team plays possession, but also knows how to switch into a fast paced team. Yeah, but I think he would probably change the team quite a bit. But yes, he definitely I think would do well with the current team better than what Dolo. God, what a bad giveaway! Latte lot. Oh my God, look at the pace. Oh my God, isn't that crazy? Latte Lot is the leading goal scorer for Atlanta United, which is what they expected when he signed, but he's only got 7 goals this year. He's only got 7 goals this year, so it's not good enough. Not good enough. Patty says Miami jersey anticipation for the World Cup. We'll see if oh, bad giveaway. Oh, I thought he was going to score that. So close. John Kui almost scored that. Opinions on Weston to MLS. I don't know if Weston McKennie is going to MLS for sure. We'll see. But if his situation at Juve doesn't get better, maybe a team will buy him in the winter time. That is definitely a possibility. We'll have to see. Amy says, I think MLS needs to change the calendar. Well, that's going to happen in 2027. And they're going to change the calendar to more of a European format calendar. Will Regulon be a TAM deal? Yeah, I think he is going to be. I think he turned down more money. Oh, what a pass from Messi to Tadio Yende. A bad attempt there. Hibbert able to save it easily. I think he's going to be a TAM player, which is nice because you're swapping out Jordi Alba, who's definitely better in the attack, but you're switching out a left back who is 37 years old or will be in March for a 28-year-old left back. You're almost shedding 8 to 9 years off of your left back position, which is what they need. And Regulon was a player that was acquired by Jose Mourinho in 2020 with Tottenham. I think they paid like 30 million pounds for him. Very talented player, injury prone. If he can stay healthy, I think he's more than good enough for MLS. And he would Jordi Alba is the best left back in MLS. I think that Reguilon would also be probably the best left back in MLS. He'll just take the reins. I don't think he's nearly as good in the attack, but he has fresher legs at this point. I mean, he's 28 years old. Jordi Alba's 36. Jake says, "What minute are you on, Will?" I'm on the 11th minute, 51st second. Amy says, "Hey, well, if Inter Miami doesn't win, will the club fire Mascherano?" Yes, I think so. I think that if they don't, oh, what a nice pass. Yeah, I think if they don't win MLS Cup, I think they're going to have a new manager. I would say that there's a greater than 50% chance that Inter Miami have a new manager in 2026 for the third straight year. Messi, ooh, Hibbert able to he's able to save that pretty easily right into his hands. Kind of a weak shot by Messi. He had a little pressure on him though. Ooh, Mr. Mister says Regulon will do them a job. I think he'll be all right. Like I don't. I mean, for a team deal, I feel like you can't. Oof. Something like clipped it. Yannick Bright clipped him in the back of the left heel. Looks like. What are the expectations internally at the Timbers for the team? I would expect them to. They want to probably at least make it out of the first round of the playoffs, and I think they could. We'll see. Maybe they'll be able to return back to their winning days that they had. Oof. What do people in the United States generally think of Neville as a manager over there? I think he's pretty bad, honestly. He was terrible with Inter Miami, but I think he's done okay with Portland. I'm not a big fan of him, but I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's good either. I think he's very mid. And Gregerson was incredible for Atlanta United last week against LAFC. We'll see if he can continue that tonight against Inter Miami. But I thought he was the best player on the pitch for Atlanta United last week against LAFC. Then in the winter, they need to sign a DP striker with pace that can link with Messi. We'll see if they do that. I mean, I'm starting to get worried a little bit that they might sign Neymar. We'll have to see. But if they sign him, I think that that is not good. Not good. But yeah, they really do need to sign a pacey striker for sure. They need to sign a pacey striker. They need to sign someone who can give them a new dynamic in the attack. That's what they need to do. But we'll see if that's what if they sign Neymar, it's just gonna more of the same. But first, we need to see who they're going to if they end up firing Javier Mascherano, which he is coaching for his job at the moment. We need to see who they're going to hire because I think the coach needs to have a say in the players they sign. So that way they can sign guys who fit their system, you know? That's what people think of Neville over here too. We'll see what happens with him. I don't think he's in jeopardy of losing his job, but we'll see what happens. Amy says, "Hey, Will, how long did you watch Barcelona? How long have I watched them? Since like 2010, 2011, probably 2010, 2011. I remember how hyped I was when they signed Neymar because I had been following him in South America and everybody talking about how good he was for Santos and how special he was, and some were saying he's an ex Pele. And I remember when they signed him, how hyped I was. And Gregerson's coming out, so injury knocked him out of this game. He's going to be out for the rest of the game. Mazzaferro is coming in for him. We'll see if that affects Atlanta United, but this is his debut too. So this is a skeleton crew lineup. This is a bare bone lineup for Atlanta United. This is not the ideal. Inter Miami should win this game. They just lost their best defender. Atlanta United just lost their best defender. If they sign Neymar, it'd be another year of La Tortuga. Yeah, that alone is not worth the signing, right? That alone, that's already a red flag of why you shouldn't do it. But we'll just have to see. Like I mean, I just think they have this dream of linking them all together, but they're like 2 years too late. They should have tried to do that in 2023 or 2024. It's just too late. They were able to get rid of some of these guys who are old and past their prime, right? They don't need to be signing more guys that are past their prime and old. Inter Miami, and I want to say this too. I mean, it's Inter Miami stream, right? Inter Miami have a laundry list of things they need to do this offseason. Additions, positions need to be upgraded. There's so many positions that they need to fix in the offseason. I mean, they're gonna have to sign probably 6 or 7 guys in the offseason, which is what they did last year, but they just weren't good. They missed on a lot of these guys. They missed on a lot of these guys in 2025. Missed on a lot of them. Do you prefer fish and chips or ribs and mashed potatoes? Uh, Ribs and mashed potatoes, probably. Messi's playing pretty deep as well. Sergio Busquets, Toto Alvarez. Hey, you don't have a yellow card, Mister, in the first 10, almost 19 minutes. So you're closer than me so far. You said 25 minutes. Good pass from Messi to Alba. Oh, just not able to get to it. That was a good pass. But you see Jordi Alba, he's lost that pace. I mean, he wasn't able to get on the other side of that. It was a good pass though. I think Reguilon could get to that pass. I mean, that's the difference of 8 years. I just really hope that Inter Miami don't give Javier Mascherano another chance to coach next year. I still think that they could and should hire Xavi Hernandez. We'll see if that happens, but that's what I would do if I were them, and we'll see if they can do that. Oof. God, Suarez is so slow. Alba, they're just playing so defensive tonight. I just don't think Inter Miami have the attack to be able to score. They might be able to. I don't know. I don't know if they've got the guys here to do this or play against this system. Hasn't looked too good so far. Sergio Busquets, beautiful pass to Messi. Oh God! What a save by Hibbert. This kid is special. This kid is special. My God, that was a beautiful save. I'm telling you what, he's got to be the starter next year for Atlanta United. This kid is a stud. That was a beautiful that first of all, excuse me. That was a beautiful pass by Sergio Busquets. Good touch. Even better save by Hibbert right there. That was an incredible save. 21 years old, Hibbert. That was a beautiful save. Hibbert is a stud. This kid's special. I'm telling you, 21-year-old goalkeeper showing some serious potential. Cringe says Atlanta is clogging the box. They have 7 defenders in there. Yeah, they are. That's what they're. Was that Tadio Yende? No, Baltasar Rodriguez, the shot out wide. Look at that pass. So that was a beautiful pass by Sergio Busquets. Couldn't it be any better? But it's an incredible save by Hibbert. That was an incredible save. Messi's taking the corner, passes it to Baltasar. Messi, 22 minutes in, bad pass from Messi, giveaway. Latte lot. Latte lot just is not anything special to me though. He just does not look he nothing special about Emmanuel Latte Lot, in my opinion. Latte Lot, nice cut. Oof. Harry says Atlanta copy and paste the LAFC game plan. They did, Harry, for sure, and I think it's going to work a little bit better just because of the Atlanta or Miami is an older team, and I think that it's more effective. It's going to work more effective against Atlanta United or against Inter Miami. Eric says, "Who do you think is taking the West?" I think it's a two-team race. I think it's either going to be Vancouver or LAFC. And that's why I'm so curious to see who ends up that's why I'm so curious to see who like next weekend when we do the Western and Eastern Conference decision day because there is so much that's up in the air. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be competing for the seedings in MLS, and I mean it's going to be close. Jordi Alba. Oh, Jordi. Oh, he fell down. Goes out of bounds. Is it going to be a corner or is it going to be a goal kick? Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna looks like it's gonna be a goal kick for Inter or a corner for Inter Miami. I think it is. No, I guess it is a goal kick. Never mind. Keyshawn says Vancouver is the team to beat. I think at this point they probably are. Jean Song says nice. Orlando scored. I think Orlando and Miami are very likely to face each other in the first round of the playoffs. And that's not a good matchup for Miami. We could be talking about two first round exits if they face Orlando City in the first round. We'll have to see. I mean, it's going to be exciting. We have no idea. But I think anybody who's watching this Miami team, anyone who's watched this Miami team the last 2 years, right? 24 and 2025, I don't think anybody believes that this Miami team in 2025 is better than last year's team in 2024. Last year's Miami team was superior, in my opinion. I thought it was a way better team, better scoring team, better defensively, which is funny to say because that was one of their issues, but it was. I feel like this team has regressed significantly in 2025. So if they were losing last year to a bad team with when they had a better roster, I just think they're in trouble this year. We'll see though. That's the cool thing about the playoffs is anything is possible. Cleared by Atlanta United. Jake says, I watched Vancouver for the first time since signing Mueller went while in work last week. Really enjoyed it. Mueller's still fantastic. He's class. He's a player that ages very gracefully with what they're wanting him to do, and he definitely makes the team better. That's why they are a scary team. Latte Lot has been so ineffective that Alvarez hasn't even been booked yet. I'm going to be curious to see what they do with him in the offseason because he, with his price tag and his lack of productivity, is that Balthasar or is that Suarez that's down? Looks like it might be Suarez. It is Suarez. But with his lack of productivity, I would be surprised to see if they move off of him by either loaning him, buying him out, but he's just not been it. Amy says, I wish Inter Miami hired Xavi. I think they could still. I think they could. And I if the job opens, I'm not saying he will be the guy, But I think he would be the favorite to be the guy. I think Xavi would be the favorite to be the Inter Miami coach in 2026 if that job opens. That's just what I think. Isaiah says, "Hey, Will, appreciate you for stopping by." I say, "Guys, we got 66 of you in the chat right now. Make sure you like the stream down below if you haven't already. We're at 20 likes. Let's try to get to 50 before halftime. Make sure you like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a lot of content coming up. We got MLS Cup playoffs that are going to be right around the corner. MLS Decision Day next Saturday, which you're not going to miss. A lot of stuff, a lot of content. Things are really ramping up as the season. Bad pass by Cello, by the way. A lot of content is ramping up with the season almost at coming to the final chapter. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. Eric says, "You think the US U20 can win the World Cup?" Possibly. I think they play tomorrow, right? I want to see how they. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get my hopes up, but we'll see. Keyshawn says Orlando could make it out of the East. I think they could. Jean Song says, but don't you think Xavi from Barcelona to Inter Miami is too much of a downgrade? I mean, coaching wise, maybe, but I mean, wouldn't any job be a downgrade from Barcelona? Wouldn't any job he would take be a downgrade? Mr. Mister says they won't make their money back on him. Surely no one would pay that much. I think they would just loan him out or try to get out of his deal if they can. I don't know if anyone to pay 10 million for him at this point, right? I mean, would anybody pay 10 million for Emmanuel Latte Lot at this point? Vamos Inter Junior says. Amy says, "Hey, Will, when did you create your channel? Like 2 years ago? 2 years ago is when I started posting, like almost 2 years ago to the day. 30 minutes in, it's 0-0. It's another. We saw this game plan against LAFC where they're really clogging the lane or clogging the middle, and just making it an ugly game. And they're doing that very effectively at the moment. And Inter Miami really haven't had a lot of chances. And the one chance they did have, Hibbert made an incredible save. Jung Song says maybe for him it will be like starting from the basics. Well, I think also too they'll pay him pretty well, and he hasn't taken another job. He's been out of work for almost a year and a half, 18 months, and he hasn't taken another job. So I think that they have a good chance of getting him. Tony says, "Why is Philly discounted so readily?" Well, I think they're discounted so readily because they don't have a true X factor player. They play good collective ball, but they don't have a guy who can just take over a match. Oh, nice. Able to slip through. Busquets. Jordi Alba crossing it. Cello's bumped into Messi. Messi looks pissed. Yannick Bright's able to win it back. Sergio Busquets has actually looked pretty good tonight so far. He's had some great passes. Really, really good He's putting on a clinic. That wasn't a great pass, but he's had some pretty good passes tonight. Jordi Alba out wide. Jordi Alba with the cross. Busquets clips it over for Messi. Oh, Messi just wide right. Was that Hibbert? Did Hibbert save it? I think he did. Amy says, "Hey, Will, do you collab with Chris from the Battered Herons?" I have. I mean, I've had him on my channel, and I've been on with him and Danny a couple times. Eric says, "Do you support any European teams?" Yes, Barcelona. I could see them going for £5 to £8 million, and just think they paid 20 for him. God, they are just parking the like they are playing so defensive right now. Atlanta United, they're making this game ugly, and they're playing spoiler. And I said it worked. It almost worked against LAFC. It almost worked against LAFC. I think it could work against Inter Miami. I think it could work against Inter Miami. They're not doing a very good job of countering this. That was a weak pass from Messi. Oh God, Messi just got fouled. Yep. Mr. Mister says, I really do like Yannick Bright. I can see him coming back to Europe at some point. I think he'll probably be there for at least 2026 and get a full year to start next to Rodrigo de Paul. But yeah, I like him too. I think he just has to play consistently and play in his right spot, and he's good. I think he definitely is a European quality player for sure. Jake says, was the LAFC game where LAFC scored two quick fire goals towards the end, but was challenging before then? Pretty sure I was on the stream. No, I think it was like 1-0 if I remember correctly. I think that was a 1-0 game they beat Atlanta United. Let me look back and just make sure. Yeah, it was 1-0. They scored very late in the game. Danny Bouanga scored very late in the game in that match, and that's how they were able to come back. Or not come back because they were never down, but able to get the late win. Messi with the miss, the free kick. Mr. Mister says, "Are you going to do the LAFC game tomorrow?" I might do it. It just depends. Um, there's a possibility. I'll talk to Nick about maybe doing something tomorrow. They play Austin FC tomorrow at 7. It's gonna be tough to do it tomorrow. It's a really early game. I might try to do that. But listen, Orlando City winning against Vancouver is a big deal because if Vancouver lose, LAFC control their own destiny. So that's a big game. I'm telling you guys, you're not going to miss next week's decision day streams. There's a lot to be determined. There's a lot at stake. A lot of teams that are fighting for these playoff spots. Bad giveaway. Inter Miami able to win possession. Suarez. Good pass from Jordi Alba to Suarez. Beautiful pass. Oh, God. This is like watching retirement guys play. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this is like nursing home ball, honestly. Like, some of these plays, some of these performances. Do I think Barcelona will win La Liga? I don't know. You know, Flick and Lamine Yamal have got some issues right now, so hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Will which MLS teams draw the highest numbers for you outside of Miami and LAFC? Um, LA Galaxy were pretty good last year when they were good, but they just been so bad. Nobody really cares about them. You know, Wayne. Yeah, the nursing home. I'm telling you, this is like some nursing home ball. This is crazy. Wayne says retirement league type stuff. Like this is sad, man. This is some unk ball. Bad. This looks like those what are they? The legend games they do for like some EPL teams, players who, from the past, they'll come play a game like an exhibition match with some legends from the past. This is what it feels like. Oh, good defending on Messi. Messi just I'll be honest with you guys, Messi just looks really gassed. Like he just does not look he looks really old right now. He looks old, he looks exhausted, he looks worn out. I mean, he doesn't have really any burst right now. Good pass to Jordi Alba to Messi. Messi back heel to Suarez. Suarez able to win it back. God, Allende, what the hell was that? Latte lot with the ball. Alec Bright. Chilla wing it. Who got hurt? Let me see. Is that Latte lot or is that Jamal? Yeah, the testimonial match. Yep. That's exactly what it is, Harry. Ernest says this is a Sunday league game. Wayne Bender says Messi might retire early. He definitely doesn't seem the same. Well, and I think that having to do all this extra stuff because his team's old around him and not very good is probably worn him down as well. He needs some pacey guys who still have some legs that can do a lot of the work. Messi, oh, beautiful goal by Messi. As I say that, he scores a beautiful goal, 25 goals, and he officially takes the lead for the Golden Boot. What a beautiful goal. Rodrigo de Paul is Inter. So I guess the Argentine teammates are there. What a beautiful goal. What a beautiful goal by Messi. Beautiful goal by Messi. 25 goals. God, that was beautiful. Let's see. Baltasar Rodriguez. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Absolutely beautiful curler. Just putting out a post real quick on MLS or on Twitter. Wow. That was a great goal. Inter Miami's able to get the 1-0 win or lead going into the half, at least for now. 39 minutes, 30 seconds into the first half. So Messi now has 42 goal contributions in 2025. Diogo says, which team do you think Neymar would be a good fit if he decided to move to MLS? Probably like a New York club, maybe Chicago, something like that. Put him in a big market, but somewhere that's not Miami. Maybe even Orlando would be a good signing. Oh, almost a bad giveaway by Atlanta. Able to win possession back. Latte Lot with a beautiful run. Oh, God, Latte Lot is so bad. He is ass. Cannot believe that guy cost. He was the previous record for an MLS transfer, but Son Heung-min broke that record recently. Messi just looks like a guy that needs more help. He does. I mean, they need to get youth. That's why they don't need these old guys. They need to sign the best young players possible. Is what they need to do. That's what they need to do. Jake says he's delivering despite everything around him. Yeah, exactly. Kren says Latte Lot looks like a Yende. Honestly, there is some similarities there, and one cost a lot more than the other did. Oh, Sergio Blitz gets banged up a little bit. Latte Lot. Oh, good save. Rios Novo. God, Latte Lot is so bad. You know, New York City FC need a big name for the new stadium when it opens. And I wonder if he'll be able to go there like a year early. I don't know if they might wait until the stadium opens in 2027, but they're definitely going to be signing some big names, and New York City FC will be in for the 2027 season. Michael Pelly says Atlanta should not be this bad. Something is wrong with the organization, kind of like the Galaxy this year. Yeah, I there's a lot wrong with the organization. Bad spending, bad coaching, Messi with the pass, looking for Allende. Able to get to it. Allende to Messi. Oh, almost has brace. Hibbert, good save by Hibbert. Inter Miami's probably going to score another one, guys. We know the rule. They score one, they score multiple. It's never just one. Never just one with this team. Keyshawn says Richarlison will score 25 goals in MLS. I was talking. I actually was talking to Tack about that earlier. He called me up this afternoon, and we were talking about Richarlison, and he was telling me he thinks he'll destroy MLS, which I agree with. He probably will if they can make that signing happen. Sergio Busquets with a beautiful pass to Tadio Allende. Can we talk about Sergio Busquets? He's been absolutely on a clinic today with these passes. He's been pinpointing these. Sergio Busquets has had one of the better games I've seen in a long time for him, where he's just absolutely just throwing out dimes. Look at that back heel right there. Look at this. Sergio Busquets. Yannick Bright. Oh, Miguel says, took a break from the U20 World Cup to come by and say, what's up? Miguel, appreciate for stopping by, my friend. Eric says, Tack is in tactical manager. Yes, yes. Tack is in tactical manager. JJ says, Aubameyang scored in MLS and 3 games back in Europe, got 6 goals already. Richarlison would ghost in MLS. Are you talking about Ajimong instead of Aubameyang? Harry says, but Richarlison needs someone to feed him crosses. You can't just sign him to a team with nothing else. I wouldn't say Orlando is nothing else. So I think Orlando City is okay. So I don't think that would be I don't think that'd be an issue. I think he'd be really good. Good pass to Messi. Is he onside? He is. Messi passed that wide to Alba. Oh, sorry, Suarez. Good save by Hibbert. God, Hibbert. Flag does come up though. Flag has came up. Jaden Hibbert's balling out. Jaden Hibbert is balling out for Atlanta United in the first half. It could be uglier. If it weren't for Jaden Hibbert, this game could be ugly. Him on Orlando would cook. I think he would. But here's the thing. They're saying that he's going to cost like 30 million euros or something like that. I would like to see what the fee would be for him. We'll see. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time for the first half. Four minutes of added time in the first half. Oh, Baltasar Rodriguez. Bad pass to Messi. Chris says, always wanted to jump on one of these. What's up? Like your content, my man. Chris, I appreciate that, my friend. Thanks for joining us tonight. Interesting game so far. Thought it was a little bit lackluster in the beginning, but things have opened up. Inter Miami look a lot better. Good pass from Messi to Suarez. Suarez able to keep possession. Oh, good pass to Messi. Was a handball though? Yeah, handball. Goal kick for Atlanta. I'm curious to see if we talk about Inter Miami maybe signing a all these Argentine players. Let's see who's here. I'm trying to think of who these are. See Rodrigo de Paul. Is that Paredes, I think? But I'm curious to see if there's going to be other Argentine national team players who might want to join Messi at Miami with the DP spot open. Maybe they're able to convince one of his other national team teammates to come over to Miami. I mean, Rodrigo de Paul seemed like that would be a far-fetched signing before it actually happened. Hasn't played well as you would like for Inter Miami, but circumstances are that he's had to play out of position. So it's Otamendi and Paredes. It's funny. Mr. Mister was wanting them to sign Otamendi He was saying that that would be a good signing for him. I remember him saying that a couple times. Michael Pelly says Miami could just go crazy and sign Salah, even though he will probably go to Saudi. That's probably not going to happen. Was Julian Alvarez there? Is that Balthasar? Messi? Laid over to oh! That was a good pass from Messi, and then Suarez just hit the crossbar. That was a great pass from Messi. Great pass from Messi to Suarez. I think Baltasar Rodriguez was the one who passed to Messi. It was. Good pass from Messi over the top to Suarez. It just hit the crossbar. Ugh. Cringe says, bro, what's up with Suarez? Suarez is he's old, man. He's almost 39 years old. He's just lost it. Jesus, Latte Lot is so fast. $30 left of added time. Avales, Baltasar. Atlanta's able to win possession back. If Julian Alvarez came to MLS, that would be crazy, but I doubt it. They can't. I don't think they can afford him. Oh, what a save by Rios Novo! That was a great save. I thought that was going in. JJ says Miami mostly needs midfielders and defenders. I don't know why everyone talking about attackers for Miami all the time. They listen to me, JJ. They desperately need attackers. Desperately. They've got two wingers in Matteo Salvetti and Baltasar Rodriguez who are talented and speedy, but they need vets that not vets isn't like old unks like they've got right now. I'm talking like maybe 26, 27 years old, better than Tadio Allende though. And they need a striker who has pace. And by the way, that's the end of the first half. 1-0 Inter Miami over Atlanta United in the first half. But they need players that Messi can feed the ball to. Suarez is too old, he's too slow, and he sucks. They need someone that they can feed the ball to. They desperately need a striker. Okay. You guys know how the first half is. I want to know what you guys think. Inter Miami versus Atlanta. It's 1-0. How do you guys think Miami looked in that first half? 1 through 10. 1, they stunk the joint up. 10, they had a great first half, perfect first half. What would be your first half grade for Inter Miami against Atlanta United? 1 through 10, what's your grade? Also, before I read these grades, make sure you like the stream down below if you haven't already. We're at almost 30 likes. Let's try to get to 50. Smash the like button. There's 65 of you in here right now. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. We will be going live post-game to talk about this match, what we saw, where Inter Miami stand as far as the standings, and where they will probably finish in the Eastern Conference heading into decision day. You're not going to miss that. We're going to be doing that live after this game as well. So hit the little bell notification so you don't miss that alert when we do go live after this match. Okay. Mister says he's a 7. John says he's a 7. Let's see. MD says he is a 7. Cringe is an 8. Michael's a 6.9. And MD also says, hi, Will. How are you? Doing well. Hope you're doing well, MD. I would say that was, and Ernest says it's a 6. I would say it was probably like a 6.5, 6.5. It was kind of bad at first, but then things started to pick up a little bit. I thought Busquets played very well. And I feel like they were trying to feed the ball to Messi a little bit too much, and it was causing a lot of errors and a lot of bad shots. And I think it gassed them out a little bit. But things did open up a little bit towards the end of the first half, excuse me. And I think they looked a lot better. I would say 6.5. They're able to find a goal. They're able to score, and Messi's able to take the Golden Boot lead in Major League Soccer. I'd say 6.5. They're going to have to play as good as they did at the end of the first half. They want to win this match. We'll see what happens. I think there's another goal um, somewhere there. And Rocky says he's a 6.5, but MLS moves is a perfect 10. Hey, I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. You're a 10. You're a dime yourself. Um, but I will say, as far as players who I thought was the best player in the first half, I do think it was Sergio Busquets. I think he was just pinging the ball around. He looked incredible. He was making great passes. His vision was damn near perfect. I think that this is a performance you would want to see from a guy who it could be his last regular season home match, or it is his last regular season home match, but it's not his last. It's not his last game for Inter Miami. It's just the last game he's been playing the regular season. But this is the type of game you would want to see. I thought he looked incredible in the first half. He's probably my best player in the first half. Who do you guys think was the best performer in the first half for Inter Miami? Who was the best player? Now, Atlanta was definitely Hibbert. Like, I think he was easily the best player for Atlanta United. Without him, this game could have been ugly. He had several key saves in the first half. But I think Sergio Busquets for me was the best performer for Inter Miami. And I think that Hibbert was the best performer for um, Atlanta United in the first half. Cringe says he thinks it's Busquets and Balthasar. Ernest says, I don't see what moves Atlanta can do to change things up. They'll probably just continue playing the same, hoping for something up top. We'll get to that in a second because I am curious to see what you guys think the second half is going to look like. Mr. agrees. He thinks it's Busquets. I just feel like this is a classic game for him. I think some of the passes he's had and just the vision. I mean, he looks incredible so far. I mean, hell, he's looking like Pirlo out there almost. He looks incredible. Rob says Messi needed that goal. He was still playing great last couple of games, but his scoring touch was off. That goal means he's getting a brace. My prediction for him was 1 goal, 1 assist, but we'll see. He almost had a second one if it wasn't for Hibbert. Hibbert had 2 key saves on Messi in this game, or it would be Messi would have a brace. Hell, he'd have a hat trick. Michael Pelly says Latte can have Surridge-like turnaround next season. Surridge struggled a lot in the first year in MLS. But here's the difference, though, with Surridge and Latte Lot. Surridge cost $7 million, and Latte Lot cost like $25 to $30 million. So they don't really have a lot of time to give him to try to figure things out. I think that they're kind of in a panic mode with him right now. Jake says Atlanta not putting enough pressure on Busquets on the ball either, though, guys, for sure. KGF says all Argentinian boys are there to see the GOAT. Real says, are you going to watch Seattle later? Probably. No, I'm only going to do one game until the playoffs. When the playoffs start, I'll probably do a couple games. I'm going to probably try to do as many games as I can. We'll see. I'm going to try to plan that out schedule wise, but we'll be a lot more active during the playoffs with other teams. Rob says, I can't believe Messi chose Miami this weekend over Argentina. This did not even happen at Barca. That surprised me. Well, I think who were they playing? Was it Puerto Rico, or maybe that's the next game they're playing? Was it yesterday? I think. I mean, they need this game pretty badly. They need this game, and he wants to win MVP and he wants to win the Golden Boot. So he really wanted to be here for this match. Mr. says Hibbert channeling Brad Guzan. It does look a lot like Brad Guzan last year. Cringe says, Will, in the beginning of the season, I called San Diego versus Inter Miami in the MLS Cup. You still think that's still a chance? You know, I don't want to be negative. I just don't think this Miami team is good enough to go to the MLS Cup final. And I said this earlier that I think that the team last year was better than this year by like a wide margin. Like 2024 Inter Miami was significantly better than Inter Miami 2025. The coaching was better. The attack was better. The defense was actually statistically better. I just think this team isn't built to win an MLS Cup or make it because they rely too much on Messi. And when he's not good, the team isn't good. So if he has one bad game in the playoffs and it's a single elimination, then they're in trouble. They don't have anyone else on this team, I think, that can take a game over or help him out. It was Suarez last year, but that's just not the case anymore. Amy says, "Will, would you love to meet Messi?" I mean, I would definitely like to meet him. I'd like to meet several players, but yeah, I'd like to meet Messi. That'd be pretty cool. Will, can you try to do a Timbers game for me and Rocky if your schedule suits? Yeah, I think that will probably happen. Um, I would say that that'll definitely happen for the playoffs. JJ says Messi wants to win the Golden Boot. He literally gifted all his penalties to teammates, but that's because he knows he's that good. He'll potentially win the Golden Boot even without taking any penalties. MD says, "Hey, well, how are you? How are okay? I will hear my idea. Currently, I'm stuck in a decision, so why not join and just I say join and Tam just like Bell and earn outside salary like similar Messi from how? Okay, I'm a little confused. Can you? I'm confused about who you're asking. They could sign like Bell. So can you ask me that again, MD, or clarify on that? Michael Pelly says a Messi MLS Cup ring would be priceless, though. Championship rings are one of the few things MLS does better than other leagues. That's true. KGF says Inter Miami versus LAFC might hit. Two Barca boys going to retire. They can win MLS Cup and give a happy farewell. That could be an MLS Cup scenario. It never goes how you plan it or how you expect it to go. So we'll have to see what happens and um who they end up signing or who ends up making it that far. There's a lot of unknowns. It's not easy to make it to an MLS Cup final. It's very hard. It's very hard. Inter Miami was a good team last year, and they weren't able to make it. So we'll have to see. Jordan says it looks like Neymar might be coming to MLS. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that probably tomorrow or Monday. I think I might do a Monday release for that video. But I'll say this, Jordan, that I don't think he would be good for Inter Miami. I think that would be chaotic because of location, commitment, and age. I don't think he'd be a good fit for Inter Miami, but we'll see. Oh, okay, Neymar. Yeah, I don't think Neymar would take a TAM deal like Bale or Suarez. I think he would want to be paid. I mean, how is he going to pay for all these parties if he how is he going to pay for that nightlife if he doesn't have a decent salary, right? I mean, he did. I guess to be fair, he did make a lot of money when he was in Saudi, but how much of that does he have left over? KGF says yes, agreed. This season in Miami is fully relied on Messi. If Messi doesn't have a good game, the whole team looks bad and lose, and that's the problem. They're way too reliant on him. They win and lose with Messi, and if there's just too much pressure for them to make it to the MLS Cup final because if he does have that one bad game, it's over. Michael Pelly says Neymar as a TAM would be amazing. I mean, it would be amazing if you're an Inter Miami fan, but the chances are very, very slim. MD says we will really have someone like Antoine Griezmann for Busquets replacement. We need someone like Antoine Griezmann. I mean, I don't think that's the thing. They don't really need, and I'll talk about this more in my video, but they don't need a big name player. They just need to sign the BPA, best player available. They've already got the biggest name. There's not a single player on the planet that they could sign that's going to grow their audience any more than they already have. They just need to give their star player the best possible team around him so that his job is easier. They don't need to sign any other big names. They don't need to sign um, Neymar, Antoine Griezmann, Kevin De Bruyne. They need to just sign the best players available who are younger, who makes his job easier and who can do the running and who can finish and who can play and who can stay healthy. That's what they need to do. The Galactic Prophet says, you keep forgetting about Salvetti, who makes a huge difference in the midfield and can help Miami get to the final. No, I'm totally aware of Salvetti. I think he's very good, but what happens if he gets injured? What happens? Suarez lays a stinker. He doesn't score. They don't have a striker up top who can score goals consistently. He's got 10 goals this season. He's ineffective. I mean, there's a lot of inconsistencies with his team. And Inter Miami, like I said, Messi is they rely too much on Messi to for this team to do anything. And if he has a bad game, like I said, they normally lose. So so the second half is probably, close to starting. I'd say maybe 5 to 10 minutes away. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on the second half. Who do you think is going to win this match? It's 1-0 Inter Miami over Atlanta United right now. What is your prediction for the second half? Who do you think is going to win? Is Inter Miami going to hold on to this lead? Are they going to expand on this lead? Are they going to draw? Or are they going to lose? Let me know what your score prediction is for this match in the second half. And I'll tell you what I think about what I think is going to happen in the second half. Grin says they need gyms like Matias Rojas and Diego Gomez. Those are the types of guys we need, solid and reliable and can score goals. Yeah, I think that's fair. John thinks it's going to be 3-0 Inter Miami. Mr. says 3-0 Inter Miami. Yeah, I think I'm going to change my score probably to I think I'm gonna change my score probably to like 2-0 Inter Miami. I don't think that I don't think Atlanta's going to score now just because they just look so beat up. I don't think they're going to be able to score. I do think Inter Miami is going to be able to score again because, like I said, they always score when they score one, they score multiple. They don't ever just score one goal. That doesn't happen, especially if Messi's playing. So I do think Inter Miami are definitely going to score again, and I think it's probably going to end 2-0. My prediction still stands though. I think Messi's going to have an assist. I think it's going to be a goal and an assist, 2-goal contribution tonight. They're walking out right now. I think Inter Miami is going to win this game 2-0. Changing it from my first half prediction of 2-1. Atlanta United tried the same game plan they tried against LAFC. Hasn't worked out well for them. They look tired already. The system and the way they're playing just kind of, I don't know. I feel like it wears down after a while, especially if the team's able to have success and score. But I think Inter Miami's in the driver's seat. I think that they're going to win this game. It's going to be 2-0, and they control their own destiny. And don't forget, we're going to be doing a post-game recap after this match to talk about what this means for Inter Miami, breaking down the game, and where they sit in the standings moving forward. KGF says Messi and Silvetti can be best duo. Silvetti can run for Messi. Listen, Silvetti's great. I'm a big fan of Silvetti. I think he's good, but they got to have more than Silvetti. They got to have a striker. They got to have someone. They got to have their two pacey playmaking wingers who can create chances in Silvetti and Baltasar Rodriguez. And they need someone up top who can make the runs, who can be a threat in the final third, and can make the runs for Messi, man, where he finds the beautiful passes and he create chances. A pacey striker for this team would be a huge difference maker, I think, for Inter Miami. Like it could change the whole team. It would change the whole team. So we'll see what happens. Second half is officially kicked off. It is 1-0 Inter Miami over Atlanta United. We will see what happens in the second half. MD says, "Hey, do you think Sergio Regalian is a best and good replacement of Alba?" I think he could be. I think he could be. He's 8 years younger than him, so that's obviously a plus. We'll just have to see if he can stay healthy, but I do think it's a good replacement for Jordi Alba, and I think he'll be a cheaper replacement for Jordi Alba because he's taking a pay cut to come here. He's not going to be a DP. He's like Atlanta missing key players. Yeah, I mean, they're missing beyond the run. I think Mir took this game into the game, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple players. Gregerson, their best defender, was got hurt in the first half, got subbed out. Brad Guzan was the starter for most of the season, but now Hibbert's the starter, but I think Hibbert's better, so nothing too crazy. Mr. says Atlanta can't just park the bus in the second half. They probably will. I mean, it doesn't really serve them to do that because Inter Miami's already winning, so I don't know why they would, but we'll see what they do. Mick says, is Neymar coming next season? We'll have to see. I don't know for sure if he's going to come to Inter Miami. We'll talk about that soon, but um, I think I'm gonna do a video about that on either tomorrow or Monday. I think I might drop that Monday. I think that'd be an interesting video to do to talk about Monday. Sorry. So the angle, this microphone is very sensitive. I have to be talking right over it for it to pick up my audio. So, and I'm watching the screen right here instead of in front of, this is the camera in front. I'm watching the screen, to the side. So I have to tilt it at a right angle. My bad about that. But I think it should be good now. Jordi Alba. Alba. Oof. Looking for Tadio Yende. I'll tell you what, though, too, another thing about Miami is just think about how much better they'll look once they replace Tadio Yende. I mean, he's terrible. They say Inter Miami has an 85% chance of winning this match now. I'd say it's probably pretty fair. But parking the bus, like Mr. Mister said, is just going to be a bad strategy for Atlanta United. They're going to have to change something up a little bit. And I'll say this too. I'll talk more about it maybe in the post game, but even if Messi does have the 1-goal lead, I still don't think it's safe. Oof. Jordi Alba fouled. Even if Messi does have the 1-goal lead heading into decision day, I don't know if that's enough to guarantee he's going to win the Golden Boot. I think he really needs a brace tonight in order to feel good about his spot because Denny Bouanga scored several hat tricks this year. So I think in order for Messi to put the Golden Boot away, he would need to score a hat trick tonight or a brace tonight. Excuse me. Yende is dreadful. He's terrible. Oh, Suarez, hard touch, but my God, he's so slow. He's so bad. Oh my God, he's so bad. Amy says, "Hey, well, do you wish Inter Miami kept their promise? What promise?" Another funny thing about Suarez is that last year he said that he probably won't be able to walk or play with his kids or something like that because of how bad his knees are. By the way, he pushed the guy. That angle's crazy. That angle's crazy with the camera. But he said he might not be able to play with his kids because his knees are so bad. Yet he keeps playing. Like, man, just retire already and get the knee surgery. Retire already and get the knee surgery so you can start your recovery. I mean, my God. If you felt this way last year, imagine what 2 more years feels like on his knees. I just don't know how he's even playing anymore to win everything. I mean, it doesn't really bother me either way. I don't think they're going to win everything. They've been building their team the wrong way, and that's why they haven't won anything yet. Oof. Bad giveaway by Atlanta. Baltasar passes it to Suarez, to Messi. Bad pass by Suarez. Bad touch. Terrible layoff by Suarez. Uh-oh. Atlanta keeps possession. Muyemba. Oh my God. They're so bad. Inter Miami's too slow to get possession back. Even when they get a deflection, they're too slow to catch up to the ball. I mean, look at that. There's been like 2 or 3 plays in a row where they're too slow to catch up to possession. Jordi Alba heads it to Rodriguez. Jordi Alba. I think Total Alvarez has actually looked pretty good tonight. Not that he's really been challenged too much, but he hasn't looked too bad. Didn't have a yellow card. That's a plus. Messi playing super, super deep. Messi looking for Jordi Alba. Good pass to Jordi. Jordi with the chip. Oh, Jordi Alba with the beautiful chip. What a beautiful chip by Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba went incredible, and that was a beautiful assist from Messi. That's Messi's 18th assist of the year. Now he now has 43. Is it 43 goal contributions? Hey, what did I say? Messi goal, Messi assist. That's what I called tonight. I said it's gonna be 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. What a chip! Great chip by Jordi Alba. Scores the chip. 25 goals, 18 assists, 43 goal contributions. One more goal for Messi. Messi has 19 assists, not 8. No, he's got 18. He's got 25, and he started this game with 24 goals and 17 assists. Jake says, "How's the first 10 minutes of this half been? Pretty. I mean, not too bad. Atlanta had a couple chances. They just looked broken down, and then Inter Miami. Messi had a beautiful pass to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets has had an incredible match. They've looked really, really good so far. It is a little sad he's retiring after the way he's still playing, but I just don't think he really gives you much defensively. Oh, a bad pass from Messi looking for Suarez. Miguel says Alba's getting a proper send-off so far. Him and Busquets are getting a proper send-off. Mr. says now Atlanta really can't park the bus. We'll see what they do. Ronnie Dyla sucks so bad. Amy says, I'm so sad that Jordi Alba is retiring. Yeah, I mean, it is sad to see him retire, but he'll be 37, and maybe he just I honestly, I know it sounds bad, but I think he was kind of forced out a little bit because I think they just want to go younger. They know that they have to go younger. Even though Jordi Alba is good, he can't be a DP. He's making $6 million this year. You cannot pay a left back $6 million a year in MLS. Oh my God, Suarez has no mobility. He has just no flash whatsoever. He can't make anything. He can't make something out of nothing. He's so bad. Oh, good pass. That's another issue with Alba right there. You saw that. Oh my God. Oh my. Reed says Messi doesn't go international duty for Argentina. No, he went with them, and then he decided to play this game instead because they need this. God, that should have been a clinical finish. That was a beautiful pass. That should have been a finish. They should have been able to score. Atlanta should have scored that. Atlanta's attack is terrible. Fafa Pico coming on for Yannick Bright. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. I'd be curious to see what formation they're playing if Yannick Bright's why is Yannick Bright coming in? Or excuse me, why is Fafa Pico coming in for Yannick Bright? It's a weird, weird move. I have no idea. It's very weird. Tadio Yende with a bad pass, bad giveaway to Atlanta. Is that offside? They suck so bad. Atlanta's attack is dreadful. Dreadful. It's so bad. So bad. Such a bad team. Harry says Mascherano is going to park the bus to protect the 2-0. Here's the thing. The player he just brought in is not who you'd want to bring in if you're trying to park the bus, though. You don't you I would not bring in Fafa Pico to park the bus. That is not who I'd bring in to park the bus. Ooh, nice play by Yende. Or is it Baltasar? No, it's Baltasar. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Tadio Yende couldn't make a play like that. If Alvarez doesn't get booked tonight, that's how bad Atlanta's attack is. Yeah, I guess he never had a chance to get booked, right? Out of bounds. Inter Miami throw in. God, Atlanta is so bad. I don't know where they are in the standings, but I think they're close to being they're close, I think, to the Wooden Spoon, which is the worst team in MLS. I don't think they're quite there. I think that the Galaxy will probably end up winning that. So they got Baltasar Rodriguez playing in the midfield now. Like they got him playing as a little bit in front of Sergio Busquets, I guess. Really confused by this lineup. Messi, Busquets, Cello, Toto Alvarez, De Lujan, Baltasar, out wide of Jordi. Jordi to Fafa. Back to Jordi. I think they're honestly kind of playing keep away right now. I don't think they're really trying to score. I think they're just kind of playing keep away. Jordi crosses it out of bounds for a throw in for Inter Miami. Jordi Alba throws it into Fafa. Passes it to Suarez. Oh. Oh. Almost could have been dangerous for Rios Novo. Busquets. Passed it to Messi. Messi's got Fafa. He sees him. Oh, Suarez. Fafa crosses it. No one there. Oh, go Lasso. Oh my God. What a beautiful goal from Luis Suarez. La Tortuga. Wow. Was that another assist for Messi? Or was that just off the deflection? I have to watch the replay on it. Let's see. Not just the deflection. Great goal by Suarez, though. Great goal by Luis Suarez. La Tortuga scores. Hey, good goal. Good goal. I have to give him credit. What is Hibbert supposed to do about that, honestly? That was a good strike. About time. I think Hibbert was just in disbelief. I think he was just in disbelief. '62nd minute, Inter Miami's up 3-0. Maybe I was wrong. It is going to get ugly. Maybe this game is going to get ugly. Create this live stream for the game for the post game recap. Sorry about that. If there's one thing Suarez can still do, it's strike a football. He can still strike a football. If he had some legs, he'd be really lethal. But I do kind of wonder. I don't want to have like any type of like recency bias or be a prisoner of the moment. But I do wonder to myself if he is considered to be if he's the best striker of our generation. Oh, is that a handball? Oh, this could get ugly. God, and Atlanta United are just so bad. I feel so bad for their fans. I feel so bad for I feel so bad for Atlanta United's fans. Cringe says if they can get a fourth goal, this game will get out of control. Probably. There's a lot of guys. I mean, not a lot of guys, but there are some players on this team who this is their debut appearance for Atlanta United. There's a guy that came on for Gregerson, number 55. This is the first game he's ever played. Snoz says Holland is slowly taking that spot. Actually, oh, Latte Lot almost scored there. Jordan says we just don't care anymore. Yeah, honestly, if Atlanta were smart, they would hire Tata Martino. He's the best. Everything went to hell when he left. Cringe says, Will, what do you think of Arthur Blank Checks thinks right now? I think he's pissed. He's not getting return on investment, and they really haven't been good outside those 2 years. I mean, they made the playoffs before, but they have not been good outside those 2 years in 17 and 18. If they were smart, they would give Tata Martino a blank check to get him back. Harry says you can make a decent but not slam dunk case that Suarez was the best striker in the 2010s, not the 2020s. Yeah, no, I think there's a good case. Who would be up there? The 2010s. Robert Lewandowski, obviously Luis Suarez, Edison Cavani was up there. I would say. I think Zlatan was up there at least in the early teens. Who else would be up there? Who else was a clinical striker at that time? There's someone I'm definitely missing. I mean, Harry Kane was pretty good in the teens as well, but he's been really good lately too. Benzema's up there, I guess, but I think Luis Suarez is better than Benzema. I think just as you said that, I think he's better than Benzema. Butterdog says, if only these happened during MLS playoffs. If only these happened. Are you talking about games like these? Yeah, Sergio Aguero is a good shout. Yes, Sergio Aguero is definitely up there. I feel like there's someone else I'm missing for sure. Like someone else that was elite. I'm definitely missing someone else. I think Luis Suarez probably is better than all of them, though. Mister says if Atlanta were smart, they wouldn't have spent 20 million on Latte Lot. And that's the thing. I was saying that, and I just don't understand how. I don't know what they were thinking. I got to text one of my friends and see if he's ready to throw the towel. And he was a big Latte Lot fan to throw the towel in. Harry says Rooney was good in the in the early teens, but not the late teens. Yeah, yeah. Wayne Rooney's definitely a good shout as well. DDA Drogba. I don't know. Was DDA Drogba really good in the teens? I think it was more like the 2000s. He was good. Here, CR7. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo he played the left wing though. I mean, I guess you can call him attacker, but I'm talking about pure striker. Messi, good pass, looking for Baltasar. Baltasar. Oh, deflected. He gets possession back though. Passes it to Messi. Messi deflected by an Atlanta player. Yeah, Robin van Persie is definitely up there too. He was clinical, but he wasn't really good in the teens. He was better in the 2000s as well. Barney says, how many games was Carlos Vela's goal assist record? He scored 34 goals and 15 assists in 31 matches. 34 goals, 15 assists in 31 matches. Harry says Zlatan. Yeah, Zlatan's up there for me for sure. Jake says LAFC game tomorrow. Will you know what to do? Give the people what they want. Oh man, I don't know if I can tomorrow. I don't know if I can. It's gonna be tough to do it tomorrow. I'll see though. I'll let you know. I'll try to know early tomorrow. Maybe not early for you guys, but early for us in the States. I'll try to figure out something if we can do that. I'll try to figure out if we can do that tomorrow. But it's 3-0. Inter Miami over Atlanta United, 70th minute. Atlanta United just feel like they've completely given up. It feels like they've completely given up at this point. Ronnie Dyla has to. I mean, he might. I don't know how he didn't get fired sooner than. I don't know how he didn't get fired sooner. He's terrible. Ronnie Dyla is terrible. Plistic, my hero says, will USA make the final of the U20 World Cup now? Yeah, was it Argentina beat Mexico, right? Was that what it was? I haven't checked the score. Let me see. So Colombia beat Spain. Argentina beat Mexico. We play Morocco tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. Jake says I'm off for work until Tuesday night, so we'll definitely be able to make it. Mister says, "Well, I'll let you know, Jake. I'll try to decide that later tonight." Mister says it's mad when you consider that Cavani and Suarez are from the same town in Uruguay. They're both from Salto, and there's always been a debate on which one's better. I do think Suarez is better than Cavani, but I do think Cavani is underrated. Look at that first year that Zlatan left PSG, what his stats were. I mean, he's incredible, man. I mean, he's absolutely incredible. He played next to Zlatan, so he wasn't gonna score as many goals as he probably could have. Was it Napoli he was good at? I think. Yeah, Napoli he was really good at. And then let me see, the first year that Zlatan left, he scored 35 goals in 36 matches for PSG. Edison Cavani is very underrated, in my opinion. Yes, Suarez is better, but Cavani doesn't get any love. Spencer says Cavani wasted his career at PSG. There's an argument to that. I actually sort of like PSG at one time because I'm a huge Zlatan Ibrahimovic fan, and I really, I mean, I wouldn't say I was a fan of them, but I did like to watch them play in the Zlatan era. Cavani was the leading scorer at PSG ever. Then Zlatan came. Oh, Messi passed out wide to Tadio Yende. Two guys. There's like seven Atlanta defenders, seven guys back, and like one attacker was Luis Suarez. They had no chance. Messi plays it out wide. Jordi Alba plays it to Suarez. Back to Messi. Balthasar was looking for Messi, but was saved by Hibbert. Jake says Cavani could have been great at United, but his hand wasn't fully in towards the end. Still played a part for us later into his career, though. Was okay, yeah, I got you. Wasn't his heart. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, yeah, it's but no, Mister, with as big as the country is of Uruguay, the talent they put out per capita, like the world class talent's insane. So it is crazy from the same town, and not only the same town, the same age as well. Like they're from the same town and they're exactly the same age. Like I think Luis Suarez might be 1 month older than Edison Cavani. Oh, out of bounds. Goal kick, Inter Miami. 74th minute. Inter Miami's up 3-0 over Atlanta United, scored 2 goals in the second half. Uh, the first goal was Jordi Alba with the chip. The second goal was Luis Suarez with the rebound. Great goal. We'll see if they have one more in them. I think they could. But we'll see. Fafa Pico. Bad pass from Luis Suarez. Cavani would often pick up a slight, I guess you're being like a knock and not play for us in a few days later. Would turn out for Uruguay, but we still had some very good moments with him. Yeah, and plus he was a little older than was like 34, 35 at that point. Uh-oh. Out of bounds for Atlanta throw in. This Atlanta team is really, really bad. Here's the thing too, it's that does suck about MLS. I want to talk about this more on decision day. I want to expand on this, but one thing that I want to mention is that Atlanta United are horrible this year. Like they are so bad. They're terrible. And there is absolutely no punishment for them being a shit team. There's no relegation, there's no fine, there's no limited resources. It just kind of sucks though that there's no way to hold these bad teams accountable for being bad. I mean, they're just bad. They're hard to watch. I feel bad for their fans. Like I want to see more accountability for bad play in Major League Soccer. And a lot of people obviously, pro rel is very, very, very confrontational, controversial, and with certain people because they don't want to have it or they do want to have it. Um, it's a very 50-50 issue, I would say. Maybe it's not. Maybe more people are for it, but it's still not like a slam dunk thing. I just wish that bad teams were held accountable in MLS. That's all I'm saying. I just wish that if you have a bad season like Atlanta United or the Galaxy, that you don't just get a pat on the back and everything's fine. Like I just wish there were consequences for being bad. Alexis says, how can you compare Carlos Vela to the one and only? Who's comparing Carlos Vela to Messi? Jake says there should be jeopardy in any league, but there isn't in MLS. There isn't. And there's too many teams that make the playoffs. 18 teams make the playoffs is insane. But I just don't like that there's no consequences for bad teams. How are your teams supposed to get better if there's no consequences? Like it doesn't hold the bad teams accountable. 77th minute. Inter Miami 3-0 over Atlanta. Luis Suarez passes it to Tadio Allende. Allende to Messi. Messi passes out wide to Alba. Good pass. Back to Messi with a nice turn. Ooh, just a weak pass. There to keep possession, though. Jordi Alba's got the ball. Crosses it. Bad cross from Jordi Alba. Saved by Hibbert. The Galactic Prophet says, yeah, but what teams are going to get promoted? What teams are going to get promoted? And then how will key players get out of their contracts if they get relegated? Well, that's just how it is. Maybe there's a clause that if your team gets relegated, you do get out of your contract or something like that. I don't know. I mean, how does a good player get out of a contract if a team gets relegated to the championship or the Segunda division or Serie B? Cello did hit him in the face or grab him in the face. Latte lot. Amy says, "Hey, Will, do you think Messi will play in the World Cup?" 100%. Not only is he going to play in the World Cup, he's going to start in the World Cup. He will start for Argentina in 2026. Like 100%, he's going to start for Argentina. Jake says, "I support a rugby team over here that win one game in the league every year and nothing happens. Makes you lose interest in the product." That's the thing. Yeah, if there's no consequences for mediocrity. In the United States, a little interesting in other sports because if your team's bad, you get awarded a top pick in the draft to get the best player from college. But obviously in soccer, that doesn't matter. The best player doesn't play in college. So it doesn't really apply. It's not, you can't really use an American system like that for soccer. It just doesn't work the same. But yeah, like NFL, my team's the Titans. They're the worst team. They were the worst team in the league last year. They're probably the worst team this year. They get the number one pick, and it can help them turn around. NBA does this, MLB. They just, you can't really do that in soccer. You got to punish them other ways. Toto Alvarez is coming out for, is that say who is this coming in for him? Yeah, Sailor's coming in for Toto Alvarez. God, I haven't seen him make an appearance in a long time. That's interesting to see Ryan Sailor come in. I have not seen him play for Inter Miami all season long. Also, too, like, when I was talking about teams being punished, LA Galaxy won the MLS Cup last year, and then they are the worst team in the league this year. And their coach isn't even at the bare minimum going to get fired. If Pep Guardiola got relegated in the Premier League, or Arne Slot got relegated in the Premier League, or Arteta got relegated in the Premier League, they would be fired before they even had the chance to officially get relegated. Yet this guy was the worst team in the league, or coaching the worst team in the league, and he got an extension. Fafa Pico on the left side. Fafa. Baltasar with the rebound. To Allende. Messi. To Busquets. Uh-oh. Oh, just wide. Jake says, good point for you too. Will teams will still qualifying for the playoffs even while not playing too high of a standard sends the wrong message. Yeah, I don't think it's good. I think there should be uh, less teams to make the playoffs. You shouldn't water it down. That's just the way I look at it. Suarez, Messi, back out to Suarez. Oh, Fafa. Messi almost scored again. Baltasar. Spencer says that was Suarez 600 goal tonight. That's crazy. Messi. Oh, out wide. Speaking of the Titans, how did they win that game last week? The Cardinals implosion. Oh, dude, I don't even want to talk about it, man. That was so bad. I didn't even want to win that game, Mister. We suck so bad, dude. I didn't even want to win that. I'm actually embarrassed we won that shit. I was pissed me off so bad. That made me so, dude. That was so disappointing. That was so bad. Jake says trying to walk the ball in. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get this thumbnail prepared for our game for the post game recap. All right. A corner kick from Baltasar Rodriguez. Atlanta making wholesale changes. Well, not wholesale, but they're making several changes. Surprised Miami hasn't made a couple changes themselves. They, figured they would probably take out Messi or, Suarez never gets taken out, so I'm not surprised he's still in the game. Oh, Fafa almost scored. Hibbert with another great save. Great save by Hibbert. Great save by Hibbert. Messi looking for Sailor. Good defending by Atlanta. Suarez out to Fafa. Finds Baltasar. Looking for Suarez. Not able to get to it, though. Lujan. Oh, nice pass looking for Messi. Oh, Messi scores. Is that it? Does that count? There you go. There's his brace. 26th of the season. He gets the brace. 2 goals, 1 assist, 44th goal contribution of the season. 4-0 win over Atlanta. '26 goal of the season. Looks like he's in the driver's seat. Yeah, he's definitely on side. He's definitely on side. Wow. How many goals did Messi get last season, guys? 21 goals, 21 goals in 19 matches. Now he's got 26 goals in 26 matches, if I'm not mistaken. He's got the he's in the driver's seat. He's in the driver's seat. Wow. 4-0. This has gotten ugly. 5 shy of the single season record for most goal contributions in a season. Oh, Jordi Alba, Suarez. Looks like Baltasar Rodriguez is coming on for Morales. Santiago Morales coming in for Baltasar Rodriguez. '89th minute plus added time. '89th minute plus added time for this game. Does Messi have one more in him? One more goal contribution. He's 5 away from the record. Nico says, "Can you believe he won't anything despite playing this good? Win anything? Not really. I'm not surprised because he's because of how bad the team is around him." Mr. Mitch says 4-0 down, and Hibbert was easily been Atlanta's best player. Imagine if he wasn't. Ultimate Day is pitch side. And Spencer says, to be fair, I said 5-1. Maybe he will get there. Messi hat trick. Maybe. Let's see how much ad time. 2 minutes of ad time. Let's see if he's got one more in him. Oh, no penalty? Looked like Fafa got fouled to me. Surprised that that wasn't called. Oh, so close. 2 minutes of additional time. 1 minute left of added time. 1 minute left of added time in this game. Messi's got 9 multiple goal games this season for Inter Miami. Nine games of 2 or more goals for Inter Miami in 2025. Absolutely. He's having a hell of a game, guys. I don't think Atlanta's going to score here. They could though. They could sneak one in. Oh, that's a foul whistle. Inter Miami has beaten Atlanta United 4-0 And we are going to be going over to the live stream after this to break down the game with Denny Solana, talk about what we saw in this game, what you guys thought about it. I hope to see you guys over there. Go ahead and go over there now if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in with me for this live watch along. I will see you all at the post game recap. I'm heading over there right now. See you guys.